So, let me get this straight. There's been a Pokemon clone in China for something like a decade, and Nintendo never touched him. Never gave him a call, nothing. Why? Good question. What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony. I'm the Layman Gamer, and I am making a video because I, like many of you, I would hope, are very much tired of big corporations getting a big ego, and instead of making a better product and selling to the market the best possible product they could put out, they would much rather sue and silence people. Behind me on the screen right now is a game called Roco Kingdom, and it is exclusively in China right now. It is an open world MMORPG with creature capture mechanics, and not a peep from Nintendo, not a peep from Pokemon, but yet it exists and it's thriving. Apparently, its highest record of concurrent players is 13 million. Let me just remind you that Nintendo wants to charge $90 for Pokemon Winds and Waves. For $90. $90. Let me say that again in case you didn't hear me the first time. $90. Okay? And that's one region. One. When Pokemon Silver, Crystal, and Gold were released back in the early 2000s, you want to know how much those were? Mind you, it was two regions on a little disc, or a little cartridge about this big. They were $30. We have come so far where the Pokemon Company would much rather silence and sue the competition and dissenters and people who stream their games until recently, as far as streaming their games go. They would much rather sue and silence the competition rather than just put out a better product. Roco Kingdom and Pal World are perfect examples of companies giving Nintendo and Pokemon the giant middle finger. You've been stagnant on your property for the last 10, 15 years, and we're about to show you up. Roco for longer. They're perfect examples of how you can do what Pokemon does and do it better. Now, I've never touched Roco Kingdom, but, 13 million players just in China. Just in China. One country that's not even as big as us. That's insane. To put it into perspective, it's a free-to-play game with 13 million players concurrently. Now, you can make the argument that Pokemon probably has more. Yeah, of course it does. It's been around since the mid-90s. Of course it's got more people. It's got more fans. But it's also worldwide. 13 million in one country. Okay? Pal World, at its most popular, was 2 million strong for a solid 3 months, maybe 6 months to be a little more generous. And I love Pal World, and I want them to succeed. I want Nintendo to cry themselves to sleep about everything that's going to happen in this lawsuit. I don't know. I don't have words, guys. I don't have words as to how we got here. We got to a point in 2026 with one of the most beloved, and literally one of the most beloved game IPs ever to exist, acting like petulant children with selective outrage. I don't know what else to say. You know, we started with $30 for a game, and at one point, $30 got us 2 different regions. Now we have one giant region with expansions, and we can't even capture all of them, all of the Pokemon inside that game, even with the expansions, Sword and Shield. Violet and Scarlet, and everything that came after that. I stopped playing after Violet. I was done because every game now is just a gimmick. There's no originality. There's no innovation. It's just, you know what it is? Pokemon is the Call of Duty for kids. Don't believe me? Look at Call of Duty. For years, all they do is reskin the game, don't update the graphics that much, improve one thing, add one new feature. Sounds like Call of Duty to me. I don't know, but what do you guys think? Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys.